Alright, welcome back, guys, to another review. This time it will be on the Tier 10 American Heavy Cruiser. That's a premium. Salem. Salem is a Des Moines class heavy cruiser. Definitely one of the most enjoyable ships I've played recently. Just really overall amazing ship. Really can never go wrong with Salem. So, yeah. What what is Salem? Right? It is still a real ship. It does exist. Just like Des Moines. Oh well, unlike Des Moines, it still is a ship that exists today. Um, what does Salem bring? Well, we can look at the statistics of the ship first. Go this way. 40 HP, decent damage reduction. It's not really what I'd consider like the tankiest cruiser out there. It's got mediocre HP pool. Um, okay armor. You're not really gonna be like absorbing damage. This is not a petro. Um, so you do get pinned quite easily if you're not careful. So it's kind of just mediocre survivability in that sense. Agility wise, 32 knots, 12.5-second acceleration. Turn time is alright. Again, nothing to write home about here. It's just kind of mediocre. Um, it's better than nothing. It definitely is. The agility is definitely, very good with the way you play this ship. But it's like, nah, it's like you're not a Colbert. You're nothing like that. The guns. This is where the Salem comes into its own with the guns. These are 203 millimeter guns. 9 of them, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. They are amazing. These Des Moines is known for its amazing and insane DPM. The DPM on Salem is just as equally and insane as the Des Moines. They're identical ships. Your reload is really good for this caliber of gun. Your range, that's kind of the only downside of Des Moines, and Salem, is that their range is not really the best. It ain't the best. Now, in Des Moines, you do have access to the leg mod, although the leg mod brings its own various problems. Salem kind of is just stuck with sub 12 kilometer gun range, which means that you do to play the ship very. Now, I don't want to say cautiously, be very conscious of the fact that you have no range. So, the HE damage is evil. Literally 666. The fire chance is good, 8%. I don't really like shooting the HE in this ship. I mean, it's just a trust issue I have with the HE. The AP is like the reason I have problems with the HE is not because the HE is bad, but it's because the AP be smacking people left, right, center. 908 alpha damage is nothing to be sleeping on. And combined with a good reload, we're talking about some serious DPM here. So, yeah, the guns are phenomenal. Secondaries, they're kind of whatever. I mean, they're good. Well, I don't want to say good. They're all right. They're just standard American secondaries. Nothing to really write home about here. The AA, this is kind of where the problems people have with the ship start. Is that you have what is consequentially no AA. The ship has pretty useless amounts of AA. The damage is pretty garbage for an American cruiser, and your AA range is non-existent on the small caliber. I believe, from my memory, that this is probably statistically the worst AA of any American cruiser at tier 10. Might need to check that. I'm not exactly sure. I think Puerto Rico slightly beats it out. Buffalo definitely does. I think Puerto Rico slightly beats it out. I could be wrong though, but it's not great. For reference, gearing with DFA matches Salem stock AA damage, and gearing is not what I would consider a good AA ship. So it is definitely kind of sad to see this. It is one of the What is the only price you really pay for what you get in Salem. The concealment 8.37 is just kind of mediocre. It's alright. It's good enough that you can push other cruisers and out spot larger cruisers. But you got spotted by incomparables, so you're not a CL. Don't expect to be out spotting everything. That's for sure. As for what the ship skills are, this is where the Salem really comes into its own compared to Des Moines. You still keep the DFA and the rapid reload of Des Moines, so you have the rapid reload 2s. Basically, your DPM goes even crazier with those going. The DFA is, unlike Des Moines, quite useless. It's basically just there so you can get like a clear skies if the CV wants to go for you eventually, but like you don't stop the CV, you don't deter the CV. Your AA is basically about as useful as like a Venezia. The sonar level 2 instead of the radar. Now, some would consider this a downgrade. My opinion, this is an upgrade. The radar in Des Moines was always kind of, I don't know, it was always kind of niche. Like, it was nice. It was always nice to have a radar. But the problem was you needed Kincaid to get a second one. And it was also only radar level 1. So you had to get relatively close to actually make use of said radar. Which at that point, you may as well just use sonar. I mean, obviously radar is longer range than sonar, but like, you know, didn't really work out. And the fact that you needed Kincaid meant that you needed a legendary commander to even get a second one of those, which kind of sucked. But there was already a commander that was better for Des Moines, so like you see the problem here. Also, I think sonar level 2 over 1 radar level 1 is by far more useful. A, you can get 2 of them no matter the commander. And B, sonar 2 is arguably more useful than the sonar 1 on Des Moines. No, in this case, Salem. Because you can actually, well, A, you can spot torps for yourself. B, you can spot across the island for yourself for longer. And C, you can actually push the DD now because you can do what I just said before. The radar was cool against smoke cruisers. But if you're good at smoke shooting, you never really needed the radar anyways. And the sonar was just kind of always better. Now the last part. This is what everything you see leading up, think, okay, this is just a Des Moines, has garbage AA. It's just a Des Moines, different skill. So just the worst Des Moines? Not quite. You get not 1, not 2, 3 St. Vincent super heals. Yes, that's 3. Notice how this one doesn't have a downside. You don't lose heals. You have 3 of the super heals of Vincent's on a cruiser. Now, if you may recall, this isn't the first time we've seen this. Lucian also has 3 St. Vincent super heals. The thing is, Lucian, that's kind of like the whole gimmick of Lucian, which is that it's a open water gunboat destroyer that, you know, has a lot of healing to make up for, you know, its complete lack of speed, lack of smoke, alright agility. But this is literally a Des Moines with a super heal. Des Moines didn't really need a super heal to be doing the damage it does. This pretty much guarantees the damage it does because it can sustain itself. Which, really, makes the ship quite goofy, and it makes it extremely powerful. Much substantially more powerful than a Des Moines. Especially in a non-CV game, because now your only weakness is literally gone, so now you have nothing but upsides. So now you have, with this healing, battleship HP, if you heal 3 times in a game, you can literally heal back your entire ship, HP-wise. If that does not sound like an amazing thing to be having on one class cruiser, I have no idea what is. This alone pretty much just changes the whole dynamic of the ship in terms of what you're able to get away with. One of the weaknesses of Des Moines was that, you know, the ship had amazing DPM, crazy DPM, but the problem was that, you know, it was very easy to kill Des Moines if they also mispositioned themselves. It still is with Salem. But if the Salem makes a mistake, he can heal back whatever he wants. And that makes the ship dangerous. Especially in close range fights, where one heal can mean the difference. The fact that you get no downside is pretty crazy in this ship, in my opinion. Um, as for my build, it's just standard cruiser supplies, high grade coal, improved crew rations, refined diesel. I mean, that's nothing really special here. Equipment, dispersion. You don't have leg mods, so you pretty much just have to go for dispersion. There really is no way around it. I mean, nothing else really benefits you. Um, Propulsion, because you will be doing a lot of bow tanking in this ship on the rocks. It's still Des Moines, and you rely a lot on your propulsion to stay alive because you want to be dodging on the rocks, and the rudder doesn't really do anything for you on the rocks, so you better off just dodging with acceleration. And then concealment, because you want to be able to outspot some cruisers and get closer to DDs. Just a standard setup for a cruiser, I'd say. I am running the one, the only William Halsey. Halsey is already insanely good for Des Moines, and it just becomes exponentially better for Salem with the skills he has. Now, I'm not running a crazy build on Halsey. Emergency response, standard stuff on a cruiser, battlefield support because you want to get the second hydro. This is where the hydro's a lot more useful because you can actually get two of them without having to run Kincaid, so you don't have to hinder yourself. Artillery maintenance expert, you don't get a dispersion camo with this ship, so historical and a special don't give it to you. So you're kind of just stuck with you're kind of just stuck with this. So you gotta just get as much dispersion as possible. Slot 4, you could go with Kraken skill. I did run it for a few games. I didn't get Kraken, but I did run it for a bit. You never know when you're gonna get it with Halsey. And it would be crazy on Des Moines and Salem once you get it. Now, normally in Des Moines, you probably would go that if you're not gonna go with this, you would go with this. Except that AA sucks. So there's really no point in buffing the DFAA, in my opinion, because your AA literally will do nothing to the CV anyways. The best you're gonna get is to clear skies faster with this. So, personally, because I have Halsey, I'll be taking Victoria Charge Plus. It is gonna be about 1k HP, which is nice, but it's nothing crazy really. If I didn't have Halsey, I probably would take it, but because I have Halsey, I may as well just take Victoria Charge Plus. I mean, it really doesn't matter because it's a small amount of HP, but the other one doesn't really save you much HP anyways. Survivalist, now in Des Moines you would take 4 rapid reloads with fire supremacy, but because you have St. Vincent super heals, you want to buff the heals as much as possible, so you take this. If you have sonar, you take sonar skill. Their discussion's ended. There is no argument, zero, nothing for basically anything else if you have sonar. The sonar skill is objectively speaking the best skill here if you have it. If you have sonar, you take the sonar skill. Yeah. It's not like the DFA skill where like it's do I have good AA? No, this is a guaranteed you always take the sonar skill. Discussion's over. Fully prepared plus, because not plus, just fully prepared, because nothing matters here besides this. One of the 2 parts of Halsey that make him insanely broken for the Salem and the Des Moines. Adrenaline Rush Plus. So you get basically cracked DPM once you get low. The thing is that with Des Moines, this is always nice because you have crazy DPM, but Des Moines also has to play a fine line because it can also get killed when it's at this low HP. Salem can do some pretty dangerous stuff with Halsey because you can stay at this low HP, but then heal back to like half HP with your heal, and like you're chilling. So like because you have super heals, you can play at super dangerously low HP pools with Halsey, and then start healing when you think you're gonna die, because it will save you. So this is pretty crazy once you bring that in. Demo expert because anything else makes sense. Yeah, rapid reload, 2 master reloader. EPCS is a no-brainer. And the second skill of Halsey that makes this shit quite insane. Angry Bull plus 10% damage. If you combine this with AP camo, the damage you will get on this ship will be actually crazy. Because you will be hitting almost 1k AP alpha per shell. That's pretty insane, which you take that into consideration. This ship annihilates people when you're at this low HP. This synchronizes with Adrenaline Rush because they're both the same HP threshold. So you can do the same thing where you're low on HP, do crazy D, like the DPM goes crazy with these two going at the same time. the damage bonus and the DPM bonus of the reload, it's not fair. That's all I'm gonna say. Halsey is I highly recommend getting Halsey for the ship, or using Halsey for the ship. My second choice would probably be like Ollendorf if you didn't have Halsey. But that would only really be a second option because Ollendorf does give good buffs. He does buff your dispersion for the whole game, so he actually would be very nice. But at the same time, Halsey is just more useful for what Salem's built for. So yeah, that is all I have to say about the Salem in the ports. Where would I rate Salem? Probably S tier. In randoms at least, it's pretty much the better Des Moines. And besides AA, I mean, there really is no downsides here. And even with AA, it would be less annoying to face the CV, but you know, the CV could still clap you if they decided to. So Des Moines doesn't have San Martin AA or Ragnar AA. It has good AA for sure, but Des Moines AA is not what I consider AA that would deter a CV that is determined to kill you. If the CV wants you, there ain't much you would do with a good AA anyways. You would only slow down. You would survive a lot more games, but you certainly would not deter a CV dedicated to killing you. So yeah, I think this is a great pickup. Highly recommend it. Let's get into the gameplay. Alright, here is the game I will be showing off. Unfortunately, there will be no audio. I apologize. I always forget to record audio. Actually, no, there is audio. That's a lie. There is audio. I remember now. There is audio. But sometimes the game likes to bug out, and it didn't record the shooting part of the audio. Just voice messages in the game. So you're going to hear some random voice messages at the end of the clip, I think. So, yeah. I apologize. This is Salem with AP camo. Do you see why I mentioned AP camo now? This is not what I'd consider the perfect Salem game. I do make some mistakes here. I do go a little wide because I don't know where the enemy's going to go yet. I haven't gone Salem, or I haven't not played one before this, so I'm pretty fresh to the Salem Des Moines style of gameplay. So I do still have some learning to do on my part. So there will be some mistakes that you will see throughout this game. Positioning could be a lot better early game, I would say. This is what I usually go in Haven. I don't usually push as wide in DDs in Haven, but in Cruiser, at least in this Cruiser, I like to play with the rocks a lot. I don't know, that's just the way I play Salem. I'm not the best Salem player, so do keep that in mind. I see Hydro, you can see the sonar ping, and I can see it's a destroyer Z52. I have zero clue what this guy's doing in Z52. He pushes out, slows down, speeds up. He's shooting HE in Z52 with HE camo. You see it just, and this is where the DPM of Salem goes crazy. The DP just boom, like it's just the crazy salvos you hit on DD sometimes, even with the HE. This is where the sonar is very nice because you also have the ability to spot torps early. He didn't shoot torps at me, luckily, but I have zero clue what this guy's doing. Do not do what the Z52 is doing. Do not engage in an HE gunfight with the Salem. It's clueless Z52 player. And yeah, no, he's dead. Easy first strike, easy close quarters expert. Now I think this is the mistake I make is not, I could have probably turned out on stealth and repositioned myself, but I made the very grave mistake. Well, not grave. I make the very bad mistake of pushing this rock. Now this is not really bad. I should have probably just stayed on this side. I just should have stayed bowing like this. I should not have gone greedy. I should have just stayed bowing. I would have stayed stealth. But I didn't. And these guys start trying to shoot me over the rock, and they're going to start hitting my nose eventually. Now, I should have never shot as well, because if I never shot, these guys probably wouldn't have seen me. AG Montana. This guy, I'm just going to point this out right now. This guy shoots AG the whole game. No clue what this guy's doing. You can see the healing, even though I make a mistake, I'm like just printing the shit back. This is just a normal heals too. It's not even premium kits. I see gearing in mid, so I can't really like push out and reverse and go stealth at this point because gearing's gonna perma-spot me. And I'm just trying to fix the mistake I made of pushing this rock this aggressively. So I can't cover myself in this island because this island isn't long enough to cover the whole ship and it's not tall enough to cover the whole ship. So even Smolensk can lob me. So I'm playing a very dangerous game of trying to not die to Smolensk HE this game. Montana HE too. Yeah, you see myself looking back at where I'm still baffled by the fact that it's Montana shooting HE. I'm just kind of sitting bow in here. I'm just trying to mitigate as much damage until I can get my next heal back. Because without my next heal, I'm pretty much dead if I push out right now. Smolensk clips me. Unfortunately, I get Soundfire. But this is where I start pushing out because I realize that I kind of just can't sit here. I will die if I sit here the whole game. I'm not getting much done, so I have to push the rock down. I push when Montana's distracted, so I'm pushing amazingly aggro on this rock. Trying to get behind the rock before Montana can really notice me. He's not even still shooting HE at battleships, not even looking at me. Smolensk is on the other side of the island, so I don't have to worry about him. Now I'm shooting the gearing because I want to get rid of the spotting, right? I want to get rid of all the spotting that can be against me. I'm printing the ship back again. It's ridiculous looking at this back. Looking at the healing you do. I'm trying to save my ship out here. Smolensk is just kind of chilling there. Smolensk doesn't push around to the side, so I can kind of just chill here for now. I can actually lob the front guns, which is kind of amazing. Take a good decent chunk out of that gearing. At this point, I can't go reverse because then Smolensk will start shooting at me. So, I go take the 1v1 with the Montana. Now, I thought he couldn't lob this. I thought only I could lob this. Unfortunately for me, Montana can lob this. Now, I'm very lucky he's still shooting HE. If this is an AP salvo, that would probably have taken like 15k. So we can lob both ways, but that also means that that's not very good for me. But you can see the damage output is crazy once we get to this rock. Like, the AP's hitting for 809 with AP camo. Like, you do damage in this ship. He's still shooting HE. He clips me. We're at Halsey levels now. And this is when, you know, Salem with Rapid Reload goes crazy. I haven't even used it until now. I have the 94k. Now we're just going with Halsey, and we're just going balls to the walls. I get shot with HE. Double. I can't believe this guy's RNG with this HE.
Roger that.
Oh yeah, there's a Roger that. You can hear it now. Double fire, but it's okay though because we're in Salem. I can't express how dumb this ship can be. We're just healing. We're just healing. And it's over. He's lost. We survived 2 permafires with a single heal. Yeah, this ship's pretty crazy. We just did, like, I don't know, we just killed that guy in 1v1. And we were the health disadvantage when we started too. This Smolensk should not have turned back. I don't think he realized I was still alive. And, you know, this AP slaps Smolensk. Just almost 1k salvos with Halsey and bull, like just almost 2k citadels. Once you have Halsey going, the ship's got crazy damage output. 138, 3 kills. We didn't even shoot. I think it was a bot. But we didn't shoot the bot though. Yeah, it's mostly AP damage. Oh, no bots. You know, this ship is highly recommend this ship. That wasn't even the best game I've done in Salem. And it was, I think, a great example of the shenanigans you can get away with, even with the mistakes I made where I mispositioned. I still was able to get away with it because Salem is that ridiculous. This is a reason this is an S tier cruiser, at least the way I see it. Is it an easy ship to play? Outside of a CV game, it's definitely a more forgiving Des Moines in every aspect. You have some way to spot your torps. You have heals that are crazy, so you can get away with dumb stuff. So it's really just a more forgiving Des Moines in pretty much every way. Besides, of course, the AA. But that kind of gets into the conversation of what is actually good AA. But it's worse AA, so if the CV goes for you, you're kind of screwed in this shit. But yeah. So that will be it for this Salem review. Highly recommend it. Like I said that at least 5 times now. Very worthwhile if you can get it for relatively cheap. I got mine in 2 temples, so I was pretty lucky to get the ship. And yeah, that'll be it. See you guys later.